It seems like so much of what we see with Chael is that Chael shtick. Do you feel like you got to know, I don't know if anybody gets to know the real Chael, but do you feel like you got to maybe under a few layers in?
Oh, yeah. I've definitely got to know the real Chael.
Yeah.
And I think he's awesome. He's awesome. Yeah.
Having done Tough One, would you do it again?
Say it again? Would I do it again?
Yeah, would you do it again?
I would do it again. Okay. I would do it again. But the first, you know, like, well, are you asking me would I do it over again or would I do it again in the future?
Would you do another season? I think it's what you're asking.
Both, another season.
It would have to be the perfect opponent, the perfect guy, you know what I mean? Because I think this Ultimate Fighter is going to be very authentic and very original, and it would have to be the perfect guy to do it against.
You're an emotional dude, right? You know, so can you imagine being in the situation that those fighters are in?
Say it again?
Can you imagine being in the situation those fighters are in, being locked away from your family and everything, and
yeah,
put up with that?
I've been through that my whole life. Like, I went to a different elementary school than my brothers, so I had to grow up by myself in that aspect. I went to summer camps, and my brothers didn't go to summer camps. I went to Iowa, they both went to Syracuse. So I've been like an individual my whole life, and yeah.
So you can pull it off?
Yeah, of course.
John, I apologize if this was asked before I came in, but you mentioned yesterday 2014 was a possible timetable for going to heavyweight, or maybe even by the end of this year. How much of that is you saying that, and how much of that is influenced by Greg or Wink?
Say it again.
If you do move up to heavyweight end of this year or next year, how much of that is your time?
It's not Wink or Greg at all.
Yeah.
I don't think they care. I think they trust that I would. They trust me that I would do it right and gain the weight right, and they're such good leaders that, you know, we do it together. We do it right.
When you mention dates like that, where are you coming up with that timetable? Is it just feeling?
Oh, I'm just winging it off the top of my head. To be honest with you, I have no intentions on going to heavyweight, but it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. You know, I'm gonna continue to grow and stuff like that. So, and I'm not afraid of heavyweights because I train with heavyweights all the time. So, it's gonna be for the fan interest and a matter of just when it happens.
So it'd be if the right fight was offered to you.
Yeah, it would have to be a tough guy, but that's not too tough. But it's tough, you know. Like I had to like gain the weight and all that stuff. These guys are bigger than me and they're dangerous, and I know that.
Would your intention be to then come back down immediately, back down to 205 after that?
No, I don't think I would want to play that game. Yeah.
So you don't want to dip your toes in, just take a fight up there as well?
I would take a fight up there, yeah, but I don't think I'm moving to heavyweight anytime soon.
You got to look at Kane.
I know I just contradicted myself, but
can I do Kane? You know, can you do? You know,
Kane?
Yeah,
What
you
about
think about
Kane?
that? Hey,
Kane is good.
Kane is a badass.
Kane is well-rounded,
you know?
and he's great. Yeah, he's a good fighter, good kickboxer, good wrestler, well-rounded. I think he will be the ultimate test. He'll be a great test. My advantage is, you know, he doesn't come like super muscular,
right?
And he's not the heaviest of guys. So that would be some things that would be in my favor. And then obviously the way I fight, I think I tried to come up with something through studying him for a long enough time. But
you have the length and the reach on even the heavyweights for the most part, right? How much an advantage do you think that gives you, being able that you can create the distance you want with, you know?
I think it's the psychology. It's the way you use it. You know, I don't think having long arms is an advantage. It's just the way you use it. You know, everybody has it's the way you do it. You know. Mike Tyson was one of the greatest of all time. So he had little short, stubby arms,
right.
You know. So I just can't let that be a reason.
John, are you surprised by how many people seem to want to fight between you and Daniel Cormier?
No, I mean he's calling me out, and that creates fan interest. And he was competed on a very high level in wrestling. Once you're a winner or a champion like that, then it's feasible to think of him beating me. So. You know, so I'm not surprised.
But you want him to come down to your weight to fight him, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it easy on him. You know, yeah. No way.
All right.
John, you mentioned meditation.
Mm-hmm.
What specifically do you do to center yourself to get centered?
Want me to walk you through it?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I can't do it.
Get my
I don't know.
camera.
That's funny. I don't know. It's you gotta look it up, man. You gotta look it up. It's just it's a lot of silence. It's a lot of silence. I try to clear my mind, and to the point where I almost forget where I'm sitting or what's around me, and then I try to focus my thoughts on what I'm thinking about. Because as humans, we think about all types of stuff all day, and all you gotta do is just focus your thoughts on a specific task, and really focus on it. Give it your energy and your intention, and come up with a plan.
Two more guys.
How hard and how easy for you to be a coach in the Ultimate Fighter?
It was difficult. Like I heard somebody say, "Oh, we're not all John Bones, so we can't pull that off." And it was discouraging to hear them say that because it's just like it just made me feel powerless against them for a second. But it was fun. It was a learning experience, definitely. I realized that a lot of people don't have that strength, that mental strength. You know, like they're giving up sometimes and stuff like that. I just didn't like it. But they were great athletes. They gave their best, and a lot of guys did try to take in a lot of the sports psychology stuff, and they're great individuals. And that was the cool thing to see these strangers pull together and become a team in 6 weeks. It was cool.
John, your upcoming fight with Chael, does it have a different feel now that you two actually get along?
No, I'm gonna try to get him. And he's gonna try to get me. He's gonna try to take everything I've been working for away from me. I'm not gonna let it happen. Gentlemen, ladies.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys.